we are going to talk about things to look for before you purchase a cargo camper.
My cargo trailer that we've converted into this camper is the second cargo trailer that I've owned. The first one I had for, I think, about 13 years. A wheel bearing went. I ended up buying the trailer that I currently have that we made into the camper. Now, there's a big difference between those two trailers in terms of the quality. I was much younger. I knew I was going to use it for a number of years, so I went with a better built trailer, and it held up quite well. A lot of the talk you hear with these cargo trailers, everybody is directing you to go to the deluxe model rather than the standard model, and they're saying the standard models are junk. If you're looking at a cargo trailer conversion, you're merely going to use it as a recreational vehicle rather than being a full-time. Do you really need the absolute best in a trailer? That's my question. And that's why some of my recommendations tend to go against the public opinion that's out there on buying these ones, all tubular framing components and the heavy-duty skin.
So in other words, if someone's only using it for the weekends, not going that far, then they may not need to put in all the expensive.
Exactly. That's my trailer is not a top-of-the-line trailer. And I've used it pretty much every day for work for a number of years, and it's held up.
So what are some of the things that people should consider before they purchase a cargo trailer?
More expensive trailers, the skin is 30 thousandths of an inch thick. The cheaper trailers, the skin is like 24 thousandths of an inch thick. Now that's 6 thousandths of an inch difference in thickness. Can you see that difference? Yeah, if you looked at it from the edge, your eyes are strong enough to be able to determine a difference of 6 thousandths of an inch. And you'll feel it. And if you're using it relatively consistently, the 24 thousandths skin is probably going to show some rippling, what they call oil canning, versus the 30 thousandths, which is a little stiffer. So your 30 thousandths of an inch skin is going to maintain its appearance better and longer than the cheaper skin. Also, they talk about the wall stud spacing. Now, on the super deluxe trailers, the walls, the floors, and the roof are all, frame members are all spaced on 16-inch centers. Now, is that necessary? I don't think so. The roofs particularly, unless you're going to do something heavy duty with them, 2-foot centers is fine. The walls, 16-inch centers is definitely preferred. The floors can go either way on that.
We're going to get a lot of complaints about this.
Oh, I have no doubt.
The comments.
All right, but my floor in my trailer is 2-foot centers with 3/4-inch plywood. Over time, they tend to kind of get a little wavy after, 10, 15 years. But it's nothing excessive. 16-inch centers, it's definitely going to make for a much stiffer floor. For the most part, the 2-foot centers is adequate. Is it going to increase the longevity of the trailer? Maybe, but not by a whole lot. The floors generally rot out from being wet, not from the dimensions of the material that they're framed on. The roof material, I've seen a lot of these trailers now that are using one-piece roof. My first trailer had a galvanized tin or steel roof on it, and after about 10 years, it started to get pretty rusty looking. So I ended up having to go up there and we wire brushed it and put one of those aluminized roof coatings that they used to use on the mobile homes in order to extend the life on it. Obviously, the seamless one-piece metal roof would be less problematic, but
it's less likely to leak.
Less likely to leak because it's one piece. But my trailer that I have now, the roof appears to be more of I think it's an actual aluminum roof rather than a steel roof. It is 4-foot panels, so they're seamed, but they're seamed quite well, and the material that they use to seal it is a heavy-duty type of compound, and I've had no problem with it whatsoever. There's no sign of it leaking. It's not showing any mold or mildew, which some of the butyl rubber compounds that they use to seal some of the trailers did. My first trailer had a header cap. It was plastic though, not fiberglass, but it held up. My new trailer has a flat roof rather than the arched roof, and so there is no header cap there the way the construction is done on it. I do believe that interior trailers should be plywood rather than the OSB that they're using in a lot of them. They are using this material in the floors now that's more waterproof. It's called dry shield or something floors. And I don't have that much experience with it, but I can see that that would probably be desirable if this is something you're looking to keep for 20 years or you're driving it pretty consistently in wet locations.
So this is the one you agree with completely?
Yeah, I do agree that the 3/8 plywood is more desirable, and 3/4 plywood floor or the dry shield floor are the way to go. Everybody talks about the axles, and they talk about these Dexter rubber axles being so far superior to leaf springs. My first trailer had the Dexter torsion axles on it, and that trailer was horrible on the road. It bounced something awful. The trailer that I have now has leaf springs. It rides far better than my first trailer. It didn't matter whether the first trailer was empty or had a lot of weight on it. It still just launched itself in the air every time you hit a bump. You could be hitting a bump, look in the side view mirror, and see those trailer tires come off the ground 6 inches. Everybody else is opinionated in exactly opposite of what I am. So the reality of it is, probably unless you own the trailer and you experience it firsthand, you're not going to be able to 100% foresee or forecast what your experience with a trailer is going to be like. Not everybody needs to own a Rolls Royce or a Mercedes or a Cadillac for transportation. And the same is true with the trailers. Not everybody needs to own the most expensive.
Dual or single axles?
Most people that I talk to that have a trailer, whether it's a camper or a cargo, they prefer the dual axle because they're leery of having a blowout on the trailer with a single axle, that you could lose control in the trailer. And there's probably an element of truth to it. Now, one of the bad things with the trailer is because it's basically a separate vehicle, you can't always feel or hear when there's a problem with that trailer. So you could have, like, for instance, a bearing going on the trailer. It could be squeaking unless you happen to have had your window down when you were pulling out with it and notice that you might not catch it out on the highway. The same with even they start losing a little bit of air and a tire going flat. Trailer's starting to lean, but you may not be aware of it until it's too late, until that tire's shredded off the rim, and now you're in a situation that's actually dangerous. So almost all the short trailers have a single axle. There's nothing wrong with it. You got a bigger trailer, obviously, err on the side of caution. You go with carrying more weight, you go with a double axle. That's my opinion there.
Before we finish up, please remember...
This really stinks.
Stinky, what's wrong?
You're not giving me any parts. It's like you're blacklisting me.
Okay, you take this part.
And so like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends about this new mascot on the show named Stinky, who is just wonderful. Okay?
Let's get back to the video. So the next one is look at the warranty. And I have to say we're guilty of this sometimes, but make sure there's no hidden fine print. And this one I think is so important. What are you towing this cargo camper with? Make sure that the vehicle that you have can pull the camper. And remember, when you buy the camper, it's empty. When you customize it and put all the weight in, that could be a different story. So you really have to be mindful of what you're going to be pulling it with. And we've had two different tow vehicles, the van and the Explorer. The difference is night and day how they pull. That van, that E350 van, pulls that trailer like there's nothing behind you. The Explorer, there's a lot of sway back there. Hopefully we gave you some food for thought and some things to consider before you purchase a cargo camper.
By the way, you're not crazy. This video has been updated, re-edited, revamped, re-everything since Sharon now has better editing skills. Maybe she'll figure out how to fix my lips soon. Look for more of these updated videos coming up for a better viewer experience. Hey, how was that? Yeah, I need a stinky snack.